Hello, Jason Virtue here from Land Life Education. Thank you for tuning in. The topic of my blog today is giant rat's tail grass. And the reason that I'm talking to you about this plant today is because there's lots of people in Eastern Australia who are very, very concerned about the negative effects that this plant is having on the pastures and the farmlands in Eastern Australia. Rat's tail grass was introduced into Australia in the 1960s, and some people tell me it came in by accident from Africa, and other people tell me it was deliberately introduced because it is a plant, that can withstand lots and lots of pretty ordinary management and can also deal with some pretty atrocious conditions. The reason I'm talking to you about it today is that there's lots of people going around telling people what they should do to manage rat's tail grass or what they can do to lessen the negative effects that it is having on pasture lands and croplands within Eastern Australia. And I wanted to add my voice to the chorus of things that can be done to negate the problems that people are seeing from giant rat's tail grass. I've got 2 points to share with you today about rat's tail grass. Both of them people are going to find rather unpalatable, and indeed some of you will think that it is just inherently unthinkable that someone should suggest the things that I'm going to suggest to you. They are this. The first thing you have to do is you have to change the management of the landscape and the land that you own so that your practices are leading towards improved environmental function and improved landscape function, and so that the plants that you desire become more bountiful and more numerous, and the plants that you don't desire become less and less of a problem. Plants move into an environment when conditions suit their establishment, and that they can comfortably remain there for a very, very long period of time. Alternatively, plants move out in an environment when the situation for life does not suit them. So simply by changing the management so that the soil is healthier and getting better all the time, and the landscape function is getting better, and you have more varieties of plants and more numbers of plants all the time, that will lead to improved landscape function, which means conditions for this plant won't be as good as they otherwise would be, and that this plant will become less and less of a problem. The second idea that I've got, and this is the one that's going to push a lot of people over the edge, is that you have to stop using the nasty agricultural chemicals that are out there to control this plant. We've been using some pretty toxic chemicals for years and years, and rat's tail keeps getting worse and worse. The reason that I recommend that you stop using agricultural chemicals to control this type of plant is, one, the chemicals are very, very harsh and destructive on the soil life, the soil itself, and the plants that we want to have on our farms so that we know our farms are healthy, vibrant, productive, and living landscapes. Continued use of the really nasty toxic agricultural chemicals are not leading towards that situation. They're leading us away from that situation. If you really want to not be at the effect of rat's tail grass, these are the 2 things you have to do. You have to improve the landscape function on your farm by taking charge of the management, and you have to stop using agricultural chemicals to control this plant. You have to do those things together, not separately. It's only by doing those together and in that order will this plant cease to be a problem for you and cease to be a problem in the farm business that you have. Now, as always, if there's anything that I've discussed in the blog today that you'd like to talk to me about some more, you can contact me either via phone or email. My details are at the end of the blog, and I'd be very, very happy to have a chat to you about some of the ideas that I have for improving the farm and the rural business that you have. And please remember that at Land Life Education, I offer everyone, regardless of where they are, a positive choice for change. Thank you for tuning in and have a wonderful day.